even going to lie to you, I'll wake up most mornings and I'm like, how are we going to get this day done? And then somehow we just work it out and get it done. But that's nearly every day. They wreck your truck, all the rest of it. We've kind of just solely doing them. We find them easier. I don't want to take over the world. So it's only natural, I think, to gain motivation, lose motivation.
Start this by introducing yourself. Kind of like exactly
what I do and
who you are, and like just a general introduction. Probably.
General introduction. All right. I'm Glenn, and I run a transport company out of Campbellfield. We've got I think 4 of my own trucks on the road, and I've got 3 subcontractors that work for us full time. And basically just running containers all around Melbourne. That's about it. Yeah.
Did you start doing containers initially, or was it?
Nah. So initially, I first started out with an old banana back tilt tray, or not a tilt tray. Actually, it was just a banana back tow truck. So basically, it didn't tilt or slide or anything like that, like our trucks do now. And I started out doing cars. That's where it all began.
Did you do it locally, the cars? That would have been
So I started out locally. Started out just doing cashies. I still had a full-time job, actually, I remember when I first started. That's where it all began.
So you transferred like from the full-time job, did on the side, and then you kind of
that's
made it your main thing. Did it take
exactly.
a while to take off? Like, did you have to give it a lot of work?
It did. It's like I said, we were speaking about it before. It was hard. You could never afford, for what I was making, you couldn't afford to have multiple trucks on the road. It was just enough just to keep me making a wage and cruising along.
Perfect. How was it like really hard to like juggle full time as well as like kind of running your business? Did you have to hire people?
To be honest, at the start, you're saying when I had a full-time job, I actually enjoyed
the pressure.
The truck. I actually enjoyed doing the truck. So for me, it was kind of like a hobby when I first started. So I'd finish work and you'd go tow a mate's car or just stuff like that. And I enjoyed it. So that's how that.
So you kind of just helped your mates first, and then you're like, I can make a lot of money on this.
Yeah, probably. Exactly. Oh well, that was the idea. That was the idea.
From the start. You're like, it's good. Where did you initially start working? What was your full time? If you're allowed to disclose that.
I did an apprenticeship spray painting.
Oh,
so I was a spray painter by trade, and then just slowly got over that, and like I said, started doing that on the side, and wanted to go full time with it. So
perfect. So when you were towing, so it's GM towing. Is that your whole
That's
name?
just my first and last name. Simplified.
Perfect,
it was just the easiest thing to do at the time. So
it sticks. It's kind of like,
and it works. So
it's simple.
And that was the idea.
Doesn't confuse anyone. They're like, what does it do?
I think they kind of, once they see my name, they kind of work out what the GM towing means, because Glenn, and then obviously my surname, and that's it.
Oh, perfect. Did you get the idea from a mate, or did you just you liked towing trucks, or you liked driving trucks, and just kind of like?
If I remember right, so my first ever truck, I think an uncle of mine had an old truck that he used to do a bit of scrap, and it was just sitting in his front yard, and he wanted to sell it, and the idea come about, and I said, you know what, I might buy it. I think I paid, might have been like $1,000 for it. It was run down. So I bought it, went and picked it up. I think it was in Melbourne, and then bring it back. And I think over the course of about a year, I fixed it up. And that was a really old truck. It was like a 1984 Mitsubishi Canter. So it was really old. No aircon. It was loud. It was, But that's just kind of come of it of that. So
did the job at least.
Yeah.
So that kind of like experience with that old truck. Made everything happen.
Got it all going.
Yeah. How old were you at the time, you think?
I should have looked this. I was actually going to have a suss and see what I was. I think I started in 2014, so I would have been 31 now. What's that? 23.
That's like 9 years ago.
Like 9 years ago. I would have been about 22 or 23, something like that. Pretty sure.
Pretty young.
Yeah. So it's fairly young. I think I was in that truck for about 2 years nearly, a year and a half, something like that. Then I think I bought my first tilt tray after that, and then I was on my own for a couple of years, 2 to 3 years, and then we decided to buy a couple more trucks and give it a shot the way we're going now. So, yeah.
So what exactly is a tilt truck exactly?
A tilt tray is a truck with a tray on the back that tilts and slides off the back. So you basically, as you can see, you got the one out there, that whole unit slides back and then lifts up, and I can slide that container off the back of the truck.
Onto the ground? Onto
the ground.
Does it go fast, or is it just slowly?
You can control it. You can have it go really slow, or you can make it go a fair bit faster, but it doesn't go like crazily fast.
Yeah, so it won't damage anything. But that's crazy then. You can kind of just...
Whereas where I said with the first truck I started with a banana back. What a banana back is, it's a tray with a little bit of a curve at the back, and you pull the ramps out.
Yeah.
So you've got to pull the ramps out, drag the car up, put your ramps back in. It's a different setup. So
it's not as productive.
It's not as productive. That's
more efficient.
More efficient and costs a whole lot more than a banana back.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's a good investment. You're investing in your business.
Well, that was the idea, and obviously, it's working out to date.
So have you had like a kind of like smooth travel in your business, or has it been like a bit hilly? Any like challenges at the start that were like really
I've had
to get through?
Yeah, definitely. I've had ups and downs. I've had moments where I've not really done it for 6 months to a year. You know, I've taken breaks. I've done other stuff, but it's always been the main thing I've fallen back on and persisted at. So,
No. Yeah. So GM towing.
Yeah.
It seems like you've done it really, like a lot has happened over, 9 years?
Yeah, I dare say. I don't know. I'm not very business minded, so I don't know how other businesses travel at what speed and stuff like that. But I'd like to think that, I'm going all right at this current stage. Yeah.
I can tell. You probably have so many clients now with this time of year. And...
Yeah. Well, this time of year is definitely our busiest time of year with festival season. So we, that's what keeps us busy.
Do you have do you have a trick when like it's so busy that you kind of feel like overloaded? Is there like a way to
And I'm not even going to lie to you. I wake up most mornings and I'm like, how are we going to get this day done? And then somehow we just work it out and get it done.
Do it.
But that's nearly every day. But a lot of people, even my mates and stuff, will say that I don't stress. So I think that's my biggest good thing that I'm good at, So business minded, I'm not great. So I think just stressing less and just making it work is the main thing.
That's a good thing. Yeah. I think stress really stops people from going in business.
Yeah, exactly.
They can't handle the stress, so they're scared of it. But then you kind of have to get stressed a lot to get better at dealing with it. Yeah, well, they say that, but that's what I say. I struggle to I'll just you can sleep fine. Yeah, you just got to hold it together, and it all works out in the end. You can only do what you can, and what you can't, you just got to try to work out. No, that's perfect. So you've always been this kind of like chill guy, just
I think so.
Nothing can
I had my moments, probably behind closed doors, but out in the open, you won't really see me worry about too much. Yeah.
Or easygoing. Do you have a good team?
I definitely do. I've got a good group of guys that work for me. That's definitely something in business is a major thing, especially now. Finding workers is really hard. I've got a really good crew of blokes, so without them, I'd be screwed. So
how many years have they been together with you?
So I've got one bloke that's been with me near on 2 years now. I've got one that's just recently started. I had another one that's been with me for a fair while, but he just broke his hand, so he's having a little bit of time off. Yeah, that was work related. wasn't great. A few of the subbies been with me for a couple of years, so it's just a good group of people.
Yeah, you have a tight circle. So
tight circle. I know most of them outside of work as well. Some people say it's not a great thing to have people working for you. Sometimes they say it's better to have randoms, but I prefer having people around me that I know. So
because then you're more connected. You work better together.
Yeah, well, that's the idea. Yeah,
you don't want to be too close to your workers, but you want to be like
that. That's friendly. Another thing. Yeah. That's one thing people have told me, that maybe sometimes you've got to take a step back and be a boss rather than a
mate. Yeah,
but I just can't do it in myself, and the way I run the business, it seems to be working. So
it seems like you can just work with your mates. Basically, that will be a time
Yeah, to a point. Yeah, to a point.
It'll be chill.
Yeah.
Get the thing done.
Yeah. After work, if we all get back at an early enough time, we'll have a chat and all the rest of it. So it's good.
It's good, dude. Is it like a full work day, or is it like from
our days you can't put hours on them. So we get to the yard at 6 a.m. I'm not the greatest to get there at 6, so I can't really make the boys the same. So we get there around 6 o'clock in the morning, and you can get back. Sorry, dude, I just put that on silent. I didn't know it was on thing.
Don't stress. Business phone?
Yeah.
After that, you can explain 2 phones. Is that like a
personal phone, business phone? So this one doesn't get answered on the weekends. That one's during the week every time. So.
Oh, perfect.
Where were we at?
Yeah, so we're talking about when you get at 6 a.m. You start the work.
We start at 6, and you can get back anywhere from between 2 and 6 o'clock. So our days mostly 10-hour days, 12-hour days. It's long hours transport. You can't make money unless you're doing the hours. That's how it works. So. Yeah,
you can't. Yeah. So do you get paid by hour? Is it just each delivery?
There's a few different ways. Obviously, each customer has their own set rates and stuff. I have set rates. If we're waiting on jobs, we have waiting time. There's a few different factors that go into it. A lot of places we pick up from a lot of container parks, so we've got to pay the container park a fee to get loaded. So then we have to include that in our invoices as well. So there's a few different factors that make the prices. Change the prices.
That's good then. At least you're not paying all for it in-house. You're kind of like you're adding it to the
well you have to. If I was incurring those costs and not putting them on, we'd just go broke. So.
You wouldn't be making any profit.
No, exactly. You'd be working for free. So.
No, that's fair enough. At least you know what you're doing. I can tell you've done this for a while. Did you have a time where something really funny happened, maybe while you were working? Because I know you're close to your workers a bit. And
we've had. Look, I can't think of one off the top of my head. I'd have to maybe get back to
weird in those cargoes.
Yeah, we've come across some real weird stuff. I'd have to think about it and get back to you on that one, because there's definitely a couple.
There's a couple. Are they too bad to talk about?
No, nothing bad. I kind of anticipated this question, and I should have thought about one. But, we've had some strange ones, strange drop-offs, and strange pickups, and
I would think after the 9 years will be some crazy stuff. Well, then that probably brings us to maybe this. What is this something that's in your business that kind of is? It seems easy from looking in. For me, that's actually really complicated, really hard, and you've made a good system.
So with what we do, obviously, I've got tilt trays and a side loader. So most of our work, or 95% of our work, is shipping containers. We don't do cars and stuff like that. So most people that don't really do containers, they'll tell you that they're too hard. They don't want to do them. They wreck your truck, all the rest of them. We've kind of just solely doing them. We find them easier. So I dare say, yes, I'm mumbling, jumbling.
No, that's okay.
So what was the question again?
It's fine. It was basically people think that's easy to. Well, they think it's so hard to put
so that's what I think. I think I found the niche where we do them with ease, and it's not a lot of people want to do them. So we're doing something that most people want to steer clear of, and that's how I found I can have multiple trucks running around, because we can get what we want price wise, and I can afford to have drivers in them and all the rest of it. So
and you can have a good demand for it.
Exactly. And that's the other thing is, I guess, with the drivers, I tell them, you think that the main thing with a truck you think is driving, but it's not. I say dropping off and picking up is really difficult with containers if you don't know what you're doing. So driving's the easy bit. Getting to the job, picking up, coming back from the job, that's the easy bit. The hard bit is dropping off, dealing with the customer, how you can communicate with customers. That's a big thing as well, because we work with a lot of big companies, and that feedback gets back to them. So
do you have a way to train your workers to do this? Do you do it over a time? Do you work with them?
Basically, if I get a new driver come on board, I'll go with them for 2 or 3 weeks, and basically just show them the ropes, how we do it, what we do, even to the fact of speaking to customers. And then, the last week I'll get them ringing the customers, doing all the things that I would have been doing for the first 2 weeks. And that kind of sees, in my eyes, if I think they're capable of doing our job. So for me, representation, how they dress, how they look, that's a major thing as well. So I don't care if you can drive a truck really good, you're the best truck driver in the world. Yeah. If you can't communicate, you can't do the job how I want you to do it, then it's not going to work. So, yeah,
I know what you mean. You want good candidates. You don't want to be just picking up anyone.
Which in today's day and age is very hard because you can't find workers in general. So
I know.
It's it is very hard.
Yeah, you can only find workers for like the easiest jobs, and then the hard jobs are like no one wants to work anymore. But so how have you? Over the 2 years, I guess there's 2 crazy years or 3 years. Did it take a toll on your business, or did it kind of like
As in, like, which way? What do you mean?
Like, did it affect your customers? Were there less customers coming to you because people were worried they didn't really need?
No, we're
less events were on.
We're
festivals.
At the moment, it's I used to chase a lot of customers, but at the moment I'm starting to get the opposite way around. A lot of customers are approaching us, and I put that down to is most of my trucks are very well presented compared to the other people that do what we do. The workers very well communicated, do the job how people want it done. So it just comes back to, like I said, it's not about them jumping in the truck and being able to drive from there to there. To me, it's more about how they do the job, speak to the customer, and that's what I think is working for us. So,
because you have more reoccurring customers.
Definitely. This year it's definitely exploded. So we're doing really well.
It's good to hear. So, you want to, and you obviously want to keep that going. So you're working as hard as you can.
That's the plan. But you wake up. Some mornings you wake up and you're like, "What am I actually doing?" Like, I can't be bothered. I should just be working for somebody else. And then other mornings I wake up and I want to take over the world. So,
you're motivated.
It's only natural, I think, to gain motivation, lose motivation. You have your good days, you have your bad days. I have days where the drivers are calling me every 5 minutes. This job's going wrong, that job's going wrong. But then you have your days where
everything's going wrong.
You won't even get a phone call off them. So as you can see, it's still just going flat out.
It's going crazy.
It doesn't stop, but that's normal. What time you due, please, mate? Yeah, okay.
No, that's another thing I want to talk about. So that's a good thing, I think, for business owners to have 2 phones. I never saw that. I never seen anyone have that.
Yeah, you got to shut your life off at some point.
That's fair enough.
That's a big thing. It's very hard to separate your work from your personal life. I've got 2 kids at home. You want to spend as much time as you can at home and be a dad, rather than
just working all day.
Working all day, all night. It's which you still find yourself working a lot at the night, but the idea of the 2 phones is to shut out that when it happens.
So you have a business phone that, like, can you explain a bit better? Like, which
so the business phone, the idea of that is if I need a day off or I need to go do something, I can hand that to one of the drivers. I can hand that to someone to take care of. If it's night time and it's ringing, I can put that phone in the cupboard. So if it's a personal, something I really majorly need to answer the phone from, my personal phone, I can answer that because it's with me. So basically on a Friday, I try to put that in the cupboard, and
and then you don't get any calls from business, so you can focus on family, weekends.
Which I try to. It's I'm trying to get that good balance, but it's very hard.
Because you want to be working to make sure they're okay, but then you want to see them as well.
Look, transport is you're very tough to make money, so you can easily not make money. So you got to do it right, and that's where you need to get your fine line right, where you need to have your time with your family. You also need to keep the business going.
Because
if it's not, you're not making money.
You're not making money, and then what? You're just staying at home.
Then you might as well just sell up and not be doing it. So
it's probably worth a lot now because you've got a good system in place. Your company, like
I dare say so. Like I said, I'm not very business minded. I can sit there and tell you, I think my company's worth this much, but we're still a small family business. We're not anything big.
Do you have family? Do you work with some family, or you just avoid?
I do, I do. But most of my drivers and stuff is I've got one driver, my cousin. He drives the side loader, so that's not too bad. But other than that, mainly just people I know.
Yeah, that's good. So when you were like starting out, Did anyone tell you stop doing it? Like, just stay at your full-time job. Don't lose your full-time job. Do you have any people like?
Not really. Obviously, I had my mum in my ear. My mum's always steady job, steady income. So you've got the bills paid. Don't take any risks. Do the, just as most mums are.
Yeah.
But other than that, not really. I had good support. So everybody was supportive of me. I've got a lot of help whenever I need it. Yeah, family does do a lot of help outs I've had along the way, which you need. So yeah,
it's good to hear you have a supportive family that's kind of on that side.
Yeah, and then hopefully in the next few years we'll get a bit bigger and I can start helping back. So that's the plan.
That's literally like the goal, I think, of any person studying business, to help their family.
Yeah.
After.
Yeah, exactly.
Helping them. Yeah.
Nah, exactly right.
That's good to hear. You got that goal in mind. Did you what's it called? How did you grow up then? Like when you were growing up, were you always seeking business or seeking to work for yourself?
Yeah, forever. Yeah, I never really wanted to work for anybody. I think I'd done an apprenticeship. I had no choice. I left school. My mum pretty much said, "You either leave school, you go get a job, or stay in school, go get a job." Basically, the day I left school, I pretty much had a job. Walked into a job. That's where I'd done my apprenticeship. I'd done that. I did enjoy it a bit, but it just wasn't for me. So I was happy I got out of that.
At least you got the experience, and now you know that's not where you want to be. Yeah,
and that's it. So that was good. Got an apprenticeship behind me. Yeah.
Perfect. And now did that help you at all with your business now?
Look, yeah, occasionally I still paint a few things here and there if I need to paint a tray on a truck or something like that. So it definitely did.
Yeah, you probably keep your trucks all brand new paint.
I try to. The one we've got out there at the minute, that's starting to get a little bit run down, but it's making money, so that's the main thing. So yeah.
Doesn't have to be, if it ain't broken, don't really fix it then.
Yeah, but like I said, it comes back to where I think I get a lot of my work out of our appearance and that sort of side of it. So that's where I try to keep on top of them.
Yeah, more about the brand.
Yeah, the old theory of if it's not broken, just keep using it. I don't think that works for me. I don't think it's got me to where I am. So
you've replaced everything.
Maintenance, I keep up on top of everything. Everything's up to date. I try to keep paperwork, all the rest of it. It's a big thing in our industry. You see a lot of people they do run untidy outfits, and I think maybe that's a big contribution to why we're where we're at. So,
yeah, because you have do you have a uniform? Would you wear the shirts?
Yeah, we do. We've all got uniforms and all the rest of it. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Do you have any younger siblings or?
Anything? I do, but they not really interested in what I do. So.
Yeah, they're more.
Yeah. I think I've got a younger brother he's an arborist or something like that. Another younger brother. They're younger, but younger brother and sister, they're younger in school and stuff.
Still, so they're not really.
Yeah, not really into what I do. So.
Did you like school?
No. School.
That's why you left already.
Yeah, I did. I stayed till about it was year start of year 12. So,
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And then you just thought apprenticeship was better?
Done an apprenticeship. That's just I've done the apprenticeship for, I think I'd done 3 or 4 years, and then got straight into the truck semi-half time while I was doing that, and then went full time eventually. So
it's good to see how people's journeys kind of lead them to where they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm 19. I'm trying to find my way. And how are you going with this? You enjoying doing this? It's good. I think podcasting is a good place to be right now. It's really popular, but you kind of have to be like the top to kind of get noticed. You got to start somewhere, don't you? I know. So that's why I'm practicing, just doing more and more. You're doing well. I said this is my first time I've ever done one, so it's good that you've explained to me a lot about how you've worked, where you work, how you work, how the system. Maybe in 3 or 4 years time, hopefully things are going even better, and you can do another one. Yeah, we can go again and see how it goes. But, like an update. An update, see where we're at. But that's the plan. But like I said, you have your days in business. Some days you wake up and you're like, what am I even doing this for? And then other days you want to go all at it. So I'm gonna be honest. That's what this week I've had a bit of lack of motivation, and then as soon as I saw my calendar podcast, get back on track. Gotta start updating the website. I find I put myself in the position of having to be busy and having to wake up and having to get stuff done, and that's what motivates me. Like for instance, one stage I think I had 2 trucks,
two fairly new trucks. I owned both the trucks. I didn't have any finance on the trucks, all the rest of it. There's no real motivation to get out of bed and make money. You've only got to make a certain amount of money. So it might sound a bit silly, but the way I found, I put myself in a little bit of debt. I went and bought a couple of brand new trucks. And I know I have to get out of bed. I have to make this money every week. So that got me motivated to a sense to make more money. I don't know if that's a good. Really good advice. I don't know if it's a good thing to do. That was just the way I found to get myself out of bed every day. Whereas when I didn't have to, and I knew I only had to make this much, and I only had to make that much, I could do this, work a couple of days, work 3 days a week. I'm sweet. And that was my attitude. But then I thought, that's gonna be you forever. Yeah. So do you want to be that, or do you want to try and make something you can make something of? So
I resonate with that a lot. That's really helpful advice.
So I don't know if you take it as advice, because I don't know if it's a smart thing, but
you need, like, I think people need a kick in the ass sometimes. If they're too comfortable, they're not going to try hard.
Well, this is what I've done. So I went and done, like I said to you, you go buy a couple of brand new trucks, you take a couple of risks, you put a couple more drivers on, and then you're like, even with the sense I've got 2 or 3 subcontractors, now I need to keep them busy every day, or else they're going to say to me, well, there's no use us doing your work. Yeah. Because you're not making us enough money. So I've put myself in a position where I have to get out of bed. I have to make this much money. This is my cost for the day. If I don't make it, I'm losing money. So it's that's just the way I found that it works. So
that's good. You need that pressure. Yeah. You need to put yourself in a pressure situation.
That's the to grow. But like I said, I don't know if that's the right way or the wrong way, but it's working for me at the minute. So
that's helpful for anyone. Because I know people my age, they kind of like stay in there comfortable. They want to just work a job, part-time, whatever, and then just chill at home. But obviously you're living by yourself. You have the pressure of your family as well.
Mrs. Kids.
Yeah, so that's why I need to artificially create that pressure now. Yeah. I think.
But that's if that's what will work for you.
I think it will.
I don't know if it's going to work for everybody, but I've found for me, that's what works. So if I didn't have that pressure of knowing I have to get up, I've got 3 workers full time, 3 workers on the books, pay myself a wage, and there's outside people as well. I've got people do my books. I've got all the rest of it. So
what do they call it? The accountants? No.
I've got an accountant. Yeah. My missus does all the invoicing and paperwork and stuff like that. So there's another income. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So there's a lot you got to make. And if you don't make it, one bad week can really send you bad. Yeah, but
at least you've created that constant, like, oh, maybe I'll invest into a new equipment, but it's a bit expensive. But now I know I have to use it to make sure it was worth its money.
Exactly. And then that also comes down to the fact, new equipment, old equipment, with us in our industry, you got old equipment, breakdowns. You can't factor breakdowns. New equipment, you can factor repayments. So you can budget a repayment, you can't budget a breakdown.
What do you mean by that?
So for instance, an old truck is more likely to break down. Yeah. I've got new trucks, hardly ever off the road. The only time they're off the road is for a service. Old trucks, off the road a fair bit. Yeah. You're breaking this, you're breaking that. So there's another side to, what you've got to pay, whereas that truck, it's a ticking time bomb driving down the road, because driver could call me and say, I'm stuck on the side of the road, I've blown a gearbox, there's 15 grand,
I know.
So whereas you got the new truck, you pay your repayment and you're like, that's all you need to pay.
Yeah, because it's reliable.
You can budget that. Whereas the old truck, you can't really budget an old truck too. So there's 2 sides to that as well.
It's a gamble. You go cheaper.
Exactly.
Lower cost with the truck, but then you have to have higher.
Exactly. Rates. So I'm at the point now where I think from here on forward, we're just going new stuff rather than old. So
because now you're known as like a reliable company.
Exactly.
That's going to deliver and not have a truck that's not working midway.
Yeah. So it messes up in both ways. You got a driver, but thankfully I've always got a spare truck at the yard now. I've got to a position where we can afford to have a spare truck sitting there most of the time. So if there's a truck down, I do have another truck to chuck a driver in, but it's still just, I've worked out it's better just to go new now. So
newer. I've started that too. Just newer is safer. Less headaches.
Yeah, exactly.
Less moving around with all the parts.
Yeah.
Like, and I imagine like getting those trucks to work. Imagine what if, or I don't even know how engines work, but anything in the engine blows, the whole thing goes.
Yeah, well, they got a whole lot of differences. You know, you got the actual truck, then the tilt tray itself. So, you know, you can stuff that up, you can stuff the truck up. So there's a whole
motorized.
Yeah, and there's different branded trays and stuff you can buy. So if you're in the industry, you'll know. You know, if someone sees that truck I've got out there, they say, well, that's got all the good stuff. And one of my other trucks, they're like, that's an average one. And So
yeah, they know the lingo, I guess.
Yeah. When you're in the industry, you know what's what. So yeah,
it's good to know.
Yeah.
Do you have any other ideas that you had for business at the start? Was it always going to be that, or were you doing apprenticeship?
My brain goes different places every day, man. Yeah. So I have all ideas in my head every day. And then, my missus even say to me, she's like, you got all these ideas, but what are you doing? Like, just you got something good going, just stick with it. So, but no, there's always room for other stuff. Mm-hmm. But at the minute, I'm solely focused on the trucks.
Yeah. So you didn't have, like, when you're doing apprenticeship, did you think, maybe this would be a good avenue?
I did think about opening a panel shop because I was doing that. So, but that soon went out the window.
So panel shop, like painting
was what I was doing for a trade. Yeah. So
as your own,
because I always wanted to work for myself. Mm-hmm. No matter what I was doing, always wanted to work for myself. So that was a plan, but I soon got away from that. I'm pretty thankful I did because I'd hate to be stuck in a factory every day.
Because I know what you mean. Yeah. I helped my dad out, and he loves it because he's working for himself, and I need to do that.
Nah, he's definitely passionate about what he does.
Yeah, that's why I told him, I was like, I don't want to work. He said I can't work for him and work for someone else and just start my own. Instead of
exactly. You got to have that passion, don't you?
Yeah. Was your family ever in business, or you've been like the first to kind of work for yourself? So you know other influence?
Yeah. I've come from. That's actually one of my all that stuff, and
No, it's good. At least you had like a good support, circle at the start.
Exactly.
Seemed like the same as me. I can host my podcast here. I would have to pay for a studio, which would make my cost go straight up when I'm making no money.
So you understand exactly.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. It's actually the best thing to have some people there.
100%.
Life's not going to give you anything, so you kind of have to.
And a good thing, say like your dad too probably sees that in you, and he wants you to succeed. So
he does. He helps me a lot. He talks to people. Business owners come in, and it's good.
Nah, definitely had a lot of help there. That's been a big thing. I'd say even my my first tilt tray, I had a lot of help from my old man. Actually bought it for me, and then I paid him off for it. So without that, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So I've had help from both. So but all the parents, between all of them, would have been hard.
That's good.
I've had a very supportive partner too. She's kind of just gone with the ride for the whole time. Mm-hmm. So
she's not told you just go back to full time.
I think at the start a little bit, but she's a bit like my mum, bit of a stress head. Mm-hmm. So they're always stressing about something. So, but like I said, it's even the case of how I said with the finance and buying a couple of new trucks and putting yourself in that position. They would try to steer me away from that, but I knew in myself what I needed to do to motivate myself.
And to grow,
but they're always just about being comfortable, which is not a bad thing. That's what you my partner, my mum, that's what they wanted, but I just couldn't do that. So.
I think that's common with guys. We don't want to. If we're comfortable, we kind of just slouch and just kind of get lazy.
Well, that's what I found with me anyway. But
it's good. It's perfect to hear that most business owners are similar in their thinking. So it's not just like we're all different, but we all have that kind of, we need something to get them going.
Exactly.
We're all human.
Exactly. So what's your prospect for the future?
My prospect is I'll say it now, like in 6 months, I have 6 months before my uni starts. So I deferred it, but that's why I'm trying to like focus on the podcast for 6 months, just work part-time and see where it goes. And if I need another 6 months, I need it, but I have that like time gap, so I have to rush and have to get stuff done.
You could always do this after hours and stuff like that.
I know, that's right. But I'm worried that with the part-time uni I'll have less time to dedicate to it, and I have no one helping me really. It's kind of just me on it now. can't afford stuff.
No, exactly. And like
So-
you said, it comes back to it's good having what you've got here, because you can use this and you know, I don't know what it'll cost you to get a studio and rent a studio.
It's like what, $200 an hour? Like,
really?
Yeah, to get a good studio, and then I have to bring my own stuff and equipment.
Wow.
Yeah,
Maybe there's another little business venture for you.
That's why. So
Might be able to tell Dad to make you a little studio, make a studio out the back here.
That's what I've told. I don't think he'll let me do that, but I think eventually.
You've probably just given someone an idea now.
That's why I'm worried. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I'll cut that bit out.
I'll bleep it. Oh yeah, I'll talk to you about this then, because that's actually an idea. I thought it would be good. I don't know if you know about it.
But then you wouldn't want those little bits where you'd cut out.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be the.
So then actually, see now, lucky I talked to someone about it, because then I don't.
Yeah, you get an idea about it. Yeah, but no, that'd be different. That'd be all right. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, you've probably gone through that same process. You're like towing, and then you're like, oh, maybe I have to fix this, because in your head it's perfect, the plan. Yeah. But then I'm actually doing it doesn't work.
I have a bad problem with that, where I probably think I'm right with a lot of things, and one thing that's probably starting to wear on me, which is you just got to hear reason from other people, and sometimes it's good because you don't know everything, and that's a big problem I would have. I think everything it's me or you know. Yeah. Hearing out other people's thoughts and opinions, it does help. Yeah,
it does really, because they tell you, especially your family, they're brutal. Yeah, they'll tell you the truth.
But at the end of the day, family, sometimes it's not what you want to hear, but most of the time it's what's best for you. You know, the only thing I said is just with my mum and my partner. It's just the stress factor, and they don't want that. You're taking that risk. If you're comfortable, you're comfortable. And I think that's just.
No, that's
just the normal thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta. I guess they're worried for you, and I would want the same.
Probably worried if shit turns sour, they don't want me back at home. That's probably what they're worried about. No, I'm joking.
And they're like, oh, now he's home 24/7.
Yeah, 31 and he's back home. But
it's a good. Do they work, or is it just they help you with the business and work with you in the business?
So. It's a tricky situation how everything all works, but it works. That's about it, man.
It's a good podcast.
How'd you go? All right, no worries, mate. Anytime.
Good first podcast.
Thanks for having me. It's the first one, and hopefully we can do another one.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited for the next one. I think it went better than I expected. I didn't know much about you.
That's.
I'm gonna check out the Facebook.
Yeah, definitely suss it out, and that'll give you a better idea of where we're at. So.
Perfect. And you can tell everyone if you want just where they can find you.
It's all good, dude. Nah, none of that's.
I'll put it in the description.
Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah,
just give me some links, because
done. They can jump on and find the page. I'll give you the link.
I know you already got customers coming in.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
Yeah. So, like I said, most of our customer base is bigger sort of clients. I've steered away from the private sort of customers that just you always seem to get your headaches on them jobs. So
bigger ones are more reliable, more going to pay up front.
The bigger customer sends you a job, you go do the job. If there's a headache, it goes back to them. They sort out the finer details.
Because they have people that actually going to.
Yeah, I'm not quite at the stage where I'm at the desk every minute of the day to be able to put up with all this.